I'm doing the pirate thing again. Just because I didn't know I said shit out of James for no reason. We're back for another episode of the Boundless Shores. I'm your host, Dungeon Master Wes, here on the Drunkards and Dumbasses YouTube channel. Today I'm joined by, let's see if Liam's on top of his shit.
I already sent it to you.
Yeah, he is on top of his shit.
Yes, let's go.
Shout out to Liam. We're joined by our fantastic editor, Liam. As always. Maybe not always, but sometimes. Most of the time. That's what I meant to say. Sometimes.
What are you talking about? I'm never mentally here.
Yeah.
And Adrian's never physically here.
Yeah.
Who's Adrian?
Of course, as well, we are joined by the Munchin' and the Crunchin' Nate over there enjoying what I assume is either a PB&J or a delicious slice of pizza. Couldn't tell, but the one, by the way, it's a Maggie. Ah, lucky
Not sponsored.
bastard. Ronald, come on, help us out here. We're all broke.
Yes.
He's earned his
We're
drive.
also, we're also joined by James, Owen, and V, and a special guest, my buddy Chris. Welcome, Chris. This is if the Dungeons and Dragons encyclopedia existed as a person.
We now have two of them.
We now have two of them, yes.
We now have two separate books that are just like.
I am a magnificently well-rounded cover, and the inside is empty.
Yes.
You get pointed!
I feel that.
I want that written on my tombstone.
Yes.
All right, Chris.
Hey,
You were there last week. Just to fill everyone else in, our editor was unwell, so we ended up running through combat anyways, because who the fuck watches combat? It's boring as hell.
that.
No, nobody wants to watch number crunching. It's boring as hell. That's what I tell everyone when I'm like, oh, you should watch my show.
Especially-
Skip every single combat.
Especially for 3 hours of combat that
Oh
we
my
did.
God.
Closer to probably 4 or 5 because we did it over a span of 2 episodes.
Yes.
Yeah. We just did combat, so if the battlefield looks a little bit different than the last episode, it's because they've already fought most of the guys.
And tomorrow.
So Chris is just going to fill us in on how his character meandered his way into finding our friends and kind of how the battle went. You don't have to go into excruciating detail. It was just fucking combat.
Alistair
Take it away, Chris.
Alistair Greycliff wanders through the woods along with his effigy of a 3-headed Lescalor and starts hearing throughout the entirety of the forest strange laughter. Feeling a bit nervous, he goes ahead, proudly marches on through into the clearing before him, happily going, ha ha, ha 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 ha, ha, ha. Is this working? Is this working for everyone? Only to discover a number of humans that are in great combat with assorted oozing apes and undead vultures, and seeing this as a prime opportunity, Alistair jumps straight into his sales pitches because he is a grand magical engineer and sees an opportunity to make a sale. Oh dear, my audio's cut out.
No, you're good.
think
We
you're
still
good.
hear you.
All right,
We still hear you, man.
very good.
Yeah. Armed with his trusty, you can deliver the line better than anyone.
Oh, my decanter of endless water, complete with a fully functional holy water filter attachment. All you need to do is aim it at your target and make the exclamation of the power word responsible for your decanter, Geyser, in order to launch a 20-foot spray of holy acid to douse all sorts of undead enemies and outsiders that are of the villainous nature in order to turn them into smears.
So, if you thought a door-to-door salesman was irritating, this guy's armed to the teeth to take your life. So buy his shit.
Call now and we'll throw in.
God.
As...
He will send you to a watery grave.
Now, I haven't revealed that I have a water to acid attachment yet.
Oh boy.
Oh my, alright. As we're going to catch up with our players mid-combat, as I'm going to go ahead and share my screen as very prepared. As... Oh no, spoilers.
Speaking of which, what happened to
Oh
Knees?
no, not the literal end of the campaign.
Not again.
Acted for all of our safety.
Yes. Nope, wrong way.
What happened to Knees, by the way?
died.
Knees just somehow disappeared and then now has just reappeared slightly downward because this area is kind of a little bit congested.
Okay, well, he is
Knees
invisible
turned
anyways.
invisible for that whole
Yeah.
episode.
He was invisible, so technically.
Yeah, Knees just like got ignored the whole time, and he was just kind of studying the movements of the party because as much as he is here to help, he's here to study and to report back to Kay. So you can see him just being invisible with his book, just like kind of. You can see the book is just like perched like a bird in one of the branches of this tree.
Oh no, remember
So
I
it's
used
just near him, but it's just out of the way that you can't see where he is.
I used
You
Mage
could
Hand to
hear him
hold the
sipping
book
an
and the pen
invisible
writes
coffee.
itself, remember?
Say again?
I used Mage Hand to hold the book and the pen writes itself.
That's true.
Also, I've
You
been
can have
meaning
that
to
shit
tell
anywhere.
I've been meaning to tell you, the way I picture my Mage Hand with like the whole dragon adept stuff, I imagine it turning into like a half hybrid of a human and dragon claw.
Ooh. Yeah, I like that.
And now I'm stuck being reminded of what's it called, Mystery Men, and the lead villain having this kind of clawed ring.
All right. And I believe because we left off at the top of the initiative last time, because I like to make it easy for myself, Knees!
Hooray.
Because your damn feat or special ability or whatever it is, and he's like,
Hey.
nah, I get to play first. I get
Yeah.
first player.
Yeah, so I have hair trigger.
He's the type of older brother that always chooses Batman and makes his little brothers choose Robin.
So I have hair
Yes.
trigger reflexes, which allows me for once per day I can go first on any initiative roll during combat.
I want to drive the Batmobile.
So yeah, it's like, hey, I rolled a 26. Well, guess what? I rolled a 27.
Nice, you are up first, my friend. So we have these two are hovering just above. You can see just the edge of Beckett's character just over here.
Okay.
Underneath, they're big sprites because they're large creatures. You can see the large three-headed cat pinning this dire ape and Orgolan who curb stomped the fuck out of its head. So we're going to start, and this guy is currently perched in the tree watching the whole ordeal happen while not striking just yet.
Okay.
And I believe this one looks more undead than the other ones.
Is it possible if I move 2 to the left, is it possible I can hit both of them with a lightning breath attack? I have 60 feet.
You have 60 feet. If you move down to this square right here, you can probably line it up to get both of them because one's a little bit lower than the other one.
Okay. Then that's exactly what I shall do.
So you move under the just under the tree a little bit. You find the perfect range. You kind of line up with your two fingers, and as you describe your turn.
So yeah, I'm also going to make this one a entangling exhalation using my entangling exhalation feat. So uh, I go under a tree and you can start. All you see originally is just the start of crackling just coming out of the tree. Yeah. And then as it starts to get brighter, my form appears again as a bolt of lightning shoots out of my mouth towards the two. They need to make a reflex save.
A reflex save as the ever prepared DM just realized I don't have my stats pulled up. It's okay. I have them saved. I just gotta go to the place that I have them saved at. Wes, what are you? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. This is me just being very dumb. Okay, so first one with a 19.
Okay, so
Second with a natural 2 plus 13 on the other one.
alright, so the first one succeeds, so they only take I forgot half this. So they take 4 lightning damage. Woo.
Woo.
The second one fails, and they take 8 lightning damage, and now both of them are entangled for. And I completely missed the desk. How did I do that?
Uh,
Okay, where'd my bucket of dice go? I need another d4.
all right.
They are entangled for 4 rounds, meaning their movement speed is
Entangled.
cut in half. They have a -4 to Dex and a -2 to attack rolls.
Oh my. All right.
And on my turn, they'll also take another 1d6 of damage.
Yeah, you watch as the first one, he kind of gets shocked a little bit, but this one's a more, I would say, lively looking one. This one still has feathers on its body. The other one looks a lot more undead while in the process of the battle. He seems to have a weird transformation where he became an undead version of himself. That one seemed extra inflicted by the attack that just came forth, as you see his whole body suffering from just like static twitching. His wings just can't catch himself into flight with the entanglement. As he crashes to the ground, he's going to take an additional 1d10 damage. I just rolled a fucking 10 on that. He's going to take a 10 damage of fall damage because he can't save himself. As this one is now tumbled to the ground. This one's still in the air.
Okay, and that is my turn.
Next up with Yoda Tim.
Okay. I would like to speculate about are those in like entangling binds on that?
Yeah, could you describe how the entanglement as a magical effect would take form on these vultures?
Huh? Sorry?
Like how does the magic linger to keep them entangled? Like what does that look like?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Um,
So when the lightning strikes, when it hits them, it seems to splinter off a bit and like wrap around them, kind of like a electrified rope, as it shoots off towards the next one and does the same thing.
Okay. I want to I want to speculate if these this magical entanglement can be set on fire?
No, as it's just kind of like an arcane presence on it. It can't. It doesn't have. Uh, honestly, because it's an electric based entanglement, I would say you'd probably get a little bit of advantage with water based attacks. But fire, I wouldn't imagine it's very flammable.
Water attacks, eh? I can do that.
Someone gotta up the pressure.
Oh yeah, baby, you know it. Up the pressure like it's a Titanic submarine, baby. Let's go.
Hey!
So now we're dating this event.
Yep.
Too soon?
Jesus, Nate.
All right. I'm going to cast create water on top of the dragon so that it, or
Dragon?
not the dragon, but the vulture, so that it drops down and submerges it in water. And then I'm going to cast pressure sphere.
What did we agree on this one? Because I remember bringing this up to Chris, and Chris kind of disagreed with this combo.
Oh. So how I figured it was like, especially with 3.5, because in 5e you have to have something, but in 3.5 it's kind of more open. So what Jonathan does is he puts it in an area, since his level's big enough to create more, he puts it in an area that allows it to fall on top of the creatures, and then as it's falling on top and surrounding them, he will then pressure sphere and uh, crush them at that base point as it falls. That's how I see it, but I can understand why it also wouldn't be allowed. It's
I like it, and I think it's creative, and I totally would allow it. I'm trying to figure out a balanced way because he's burning two. What levels are the spells? If I may
Create
ask?
water is a
Create
cantrip
water
at
is a
level 0.
cantrip, and then pressure sphere is a second level spell.
Okay, so a 0 and 2.
Both of them would normally consume your standard action individually. So,
Yeah, but he
I
has
have
a
quicken spell.
oh, okay, then yeah, that would just adjust it to a +4. So, a 4th level spell and a 2nd level spell.
we don't
Okay.
use those types of rules. That's the homebrew rule we take out, but we can easily it's always up to you, Wes.
Okay,
What
sorry.
you want to do. No, it's
No,
okay. It's
like
all good.
I like him bringing that up because I'm like a 4th level and a 2nd level because that burns a lot higher, and that way I could like as if like a 6th level fireball, but instead dealing force damage.
Yeah.
So like what would be fireball is 1d6 per caster level, so it'd be 66.
I believe so.
Caster
Wolf?
level, yes, but I think you're kind of going synonymous with caster level and spell level.
You bring up a fair point.
It's
So
1d6 per
Chris,
caster level. Yeah.
what I'll bring it up
For a
to my
maximum of
two
10d6.
rules lawyer friends because I am kind of at a loss of what I would kind of rule this as, like damage wise, because I am allowing it, but what would be classified as something balanced, damage wise?
Here, let me take a look at pressure sphere.
Because I think we did 5d6 last time, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me check something real quick.
Pressure sphere
Yeah, go for it.
starts at 46. And then a fortitude save for half.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
what's
it's
this
just
damage
it's
requirement?
46. There is no increase in damage.
Yeah, and just to create water just allows a pressure sphere to be able to deal that damage, correct?
Yeah.
So I will give you, because the water is applying to the lightning based entanglement, I'll give you an additional 2d6 lightning damage on top of the 46 force damage. The 46 can get halved if I pass my fortitude or reflex, whatever it is.
Mhm.
But that 2d6 does automatically pass as it's just a create water spell. So you automatically will get that 2d6 lightning. And then from there, I will roll fortitude or reflex to have the 46 on the pressure sphere.
Also, it depends as well. Nate, which one are you casting it on? The flying one or the ground one?
Ground.
The-
The one entangled on the ground.
Okay, so here's another
One
thing.
that
It
took
does have
common
an
damage.
area radius of 20 feet, meaning that technically anything in that area will get hit. So it can hit party members if you're not
Right,
careful.
but if there's only water on the vulture, then it can't affect the others because it only pressurizes the water.
Well, yeah, it'll pressurize
That's
the
what-
water, but we're putting enough so it can do that 20-foot sphere. The sphere, so we're not like it completely cheesing it. Is how I think.
Mm.
So probably.
So I'll
Beckett.
get Beckett to roll a. Beckett will not take the 2d6 lightning, but I'll get Beckett to roll fortitude on the pressure sphere. It is a fortitude save, correct?
Yeah, fortitude save for half. Yes.
Okay, so I'll get Beckett and the vulture to roll fortitude for that 46, and the vulture will take 2d6.
And then I'm kind of near it. I don't know.
I think for 20 feet, if you place it right here to be able to affect it, it's 5, 10, 15, 20. You're just out of that radius.
Okay.
You cast it like right here, but it still will affect Beckett, no matter where you place it.
Because I'm right underneath
Also,
it.
another thing, this is up to you. It does, like, he can cast it 100 feet away plus 10 feet per level with a 20-foot radius, so we could try to hit it with just a creature, but the way I see it as well, though, is like, if you try to hit just a creature, I feel like it would, like, diminish the effect, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly, because you have to have it the pressure sphere in the concentrated area for the water to take effect. So you can't cast it far away and have the water still affect it. So you can either cast it far away and not affect Beckett, or you can cast it near and get that extra 2d6 lightning.
Yeah. The way I see it is that like the pressure sphere is like has to be like pretty much on top of the creature for it to be submerged.
Yeah.
So if I put it like farther away, it's obviously not gonna. It's not.
I can agree with that. So either way, Beckett will get affected.
Yeah.
And
so
I don't
what's
have,
that? What's that fortitude save?
18.
Do you have anything to add, Chris? Or
No, it seems like everything is well and taken care of. So
Yeah. Beckett passes.
Hell yeah.
I have a. The 21.
21 will pass.
Damn, so that's half damage, but he'll still take the full 2d6 lightning, so roll that first.
Oh,
Am I taking damage?
you're taking
I'm not
half
taking
damage.
You're taking
No,
half.
you're taking half damage.
Oh, okay.
So
Am I
roll that
taking-
2d6 lightning that the vulture is taking first. That's not getting halved.
Okay.
And I lost my goddamn pen again. I swear I just had it, guys.
All right. That is 8 lightning damage on the
8
vulture.
lightning damage. All right. As you see, his whole body just for a moment as the water drops, and then you begin to form the pressure sphere. You guys know the Horizon alt where it sucks everyone in, but it's basically just like an Airbender clear version of that, where you see just the vulture's form, its undead form. You see its rotting body and bones beginning to convulge and like compress on itself as you see Beckett kind of on the edge, beginning to be pulled in, as you can see like her arm as she kind of like tries to stabilize herself. Her arm stretches out as you can see, like the arm begins to stretch out as you can see tear lines begin to form on her biceps as she pulls herself away, as she doesn't take max damage, but she still takes a little bit of damage. As the vulture, who's in rough shape, still is able to keep himself from being crushed underneath this pressure fear, as he is wounded, but not to the degree that you were hoping for. So that's your action and your bonus action. Is there anything else you would like to do for your turn, Yonatan?
I
Oh, and
have
also
to
I
do
need
the
that
46.
half pressure, the half special.
Special
Ooh, that's spicy. That is 17 damage. Halved rounded down would be 8.
Yes.
Yep, 8 damage. All right. So the collective total was 7 damage of lightning, 8 damage of force.
Yeah.
So 15 in total.
I thought it was 8 damage, lightning damage.
Was it 8
That's what I heard.
or 7? 8. All right, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, it was 8.
All right. So 16 plus the 4 from the. Yeah, okay.
Don't worry, we're all cheaters here. No.
Exactly. He's fucked. He looks real bad. He looks not great. Like, as far as undead things go, that thing's like borderline re-dead.
He looks alive. No.
Yo.
All right.
So that's how it wraps around.
That's how it does. That's how it works.
For my move, I'm gonna go move 5 feet to the right of Beckett.
Which is right. This way. 5 feet
Left
this way.
is right.
And then 5
that?
feet to the left.
Like, right underneath the vultures?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. You can't
All
really
right.
see me, but it's fine.
He's there. Can't see him, but he's there.
I will end my turn.
All right. As it is the Deadborn Vulture's turn, as Undead One, he, in a lot of pain, desperate, he just kind of like very awkwardly just like croaks his neck to the other side, like borderline looks broken, and looks up and around with his beady, melted, shit, like cloudy eyes. He looks around and sees Yonatan beginning to move up, as he just and begins to walk forward and just fucking munching at anything he can grab.
Question. If this one fell, would it not technically be prone first?
Yep, you would be right, but because Yonatan moved up right beside him, he was prone, moved up. That would give him an attack of opportunity, and then he can attack.
Just doing a 5-foot step does not provoke an attack of opportunity.
I didn't move.
But
I didn't use a 5-foot step. I just used my move
he
action.
moved 10 feet. Yeah,
okay.
he moved 10 feet to get closer to the vulture.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He would still get a penalty on that roll, would he not?
Well, he has a penalty anyways, but yes, you are correct.
He has a -2 to attack.
He has a -2, but prone also does more penalties in terms of melee. Let me pull that up.
It provides a -4 against melee attacks.
Yeah, but he's going to attempt to stand up first, so he's not attacking while he's prone. He's standing up first, which gives Yonatan an attack of
Oh,
opportunity.
okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I see now.
I thought the
Yeah.
vulture was getting an attack of opportunity, and I'm
Si-
just like,
No,
Same
no,
here.
no, no.
I
Sorry,
think it's
no.
just the way Wes worded it.
Yeah, sorry. That was just me being big dumb. Yeah, sorry. The vulture is attempting to stand up to not be prone before he makes it as his attack, giving Yonatan an attack, and then the vulture is going to go ahead and you know.
yeah,
You
I
know, my
got you
voice is
now.
being
I
so
got you.
fucking
I
boogie
believe I'm
woogie
having a
today.
stroke.
Yeah, honestly, dude. Do I smell toast?
Does a 26 hit?
Absolutely.
Cool.
As
That is...
what weapon do you have drawn right now?
I have my bow drawn right now.
You're just gonna like
Yep.
Legolas just shoot him in the fucking face? Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna. Oh wait, attack of opportunity is just one.
It's just one.
I forget.
Need-
That's D8, not D6. What am I doing? Oh my god.
What are you doing, Knight?
I don't know. What am I doing? Ooh, I'm gonna use my inspiration point to re-roll that.
Ooh. Someone's reusing their inspo to reroll damage. That's rare.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
That is 11 damage.
11 damage. Oh, bro.
Did I just miss him?
You got like 3 damage. It's like 3 damage difference. That guy's 3 health.
Okay, I wouldn't have killed him.
So Nees can finish it off just by starting his next turn.
Yep.
Absolutely. Moving on from that is the Deadborn Vulture's actual attack.
Peter's just gonna keep using his action to hide and total
Yep.
defensive action.
Yep. As that's a very appropriate roll for this attack. Wildly just like standing up as he gets like stabbed through, like you stab him through the wing and it kind of goes through like his back end as he's like limping and wounded, like bleeding fucking everywhere, desperately just jabbing out everywhere. He goes ahead and he does a butt attack. 19 to hit on Jonas.
19 will miss.
19 will miss as he's jabbing out, but he sees nothing as he just sees red as there's blood in his eyes as he's just jabbing out at nothing as Jonathan expertly kind of curves his way around this rotting vulture's desperate attack. As the other one is, he's just gonna hovering above, he's just gonna drop, and as he drops, he's just going to drag his claws down Jonathan's back to like stabilize himself from the fall. And while he's doing that, he's gonna go for a bite attack on the like back of the neck. As he will suffer a little bit of damage from this, but because he's slowing himself, if the claw attacks hit because he slows himself, he will take less damage from falling. But we'll cover that as I roll. Fucking natural 20. Let's go.
Shit.
Let's go, dude. As he slows himself right down, takes no damage. Let's open up and lose.
So it's a nat 20 on the attack. That slows him down?
Yes.
Okay.
And the other one is a 25.
25 will hit for sure.
And the final bite attack, that's cocked. Final bite attack will miss. It's 18.
Yep, that will miss.
Do. 8. That's 16 damage. And I need you to roll me a fortitude.
16 damage.
16 slashing, and then I need you to roll me a fortitude.
Health, where the
It's okay. I'm standing right there.
no, I was wondering where my health was
Oh.
at the character sheet, not how low my health is. I'm good. I just got off max health now.
Oh, good.
I'll be okay for a bit.
Becca just waiting to cast Biotic Spear. I'm sorry, that's Moira.
I'm the equivalent.
I gotta double check, but that's really low.
For your
16.
fortitude? 16 will fail. You are nauseated for your next turn.
My vulture is gonna die anyway. It's not horrible. It's not the worst. It's not the worst spot ever.
As he's kind of like hovering above, he just kind of just stops flapping as his whole mass just falls as he reaches out his grotesque claws as they scrape down your back. As he kind of slowing his fall, he kind of realizing he could gain a little bit of advantage. You feel his claws begin to dig into your lower back as he attempts to latch onto you and go for a bite. But as he finds nothing, as you can feel part of your lower back skin just tear out as blood splurts out. As he falls to the ground, missing his bite attack, as he's now not prone, but now behind you on the ground, as the other one painful and kind of limping along there. They're surrounding you, both looking at you. So that actually will place him here now. Moving on from that would be Beckett.
Ooh. That one that's still in the air. Can I reach him?
He's on the ground now.
No, but the other one, the one that's looking terrible.
Far.
The one above me.
They're both on the ground. These
Okay.
two are both on the ground.
I'm just gonna reach for whatever one's closest for a melee touch attack for a spell.
They're both within reach. This is your choice. Beat up really bad one, or the one that's still a little bit healthy looking.
I'll go for the healthier looking one.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Slay Living.
You're gonna cast what?
Slay Living. That's literally what it's called. Slay Living.
What does it do? Does it affect undead creatures?
It affects living creatures touched. But oh wait,
This is not a living creature.
Oh, okay. Damn it. Okay, then I will do.
This is unliving.
I could just take them over with fucking animated death.
You could take them over with command undead.
Yeah, I could do that too. Hang on.
Don't you want a rotting undead vulture friend?
I kind of do, but I also kind of don't.
Yeah, I think Bubonic would go jealous.
More.
Yeah, Bubonic would hate me. I could just hear him already screaming at me.
It's a literal unalived bird.
I call it an upgrade.
No, he's still being a sassy bitch, and he's kind of like he's yelling in your ears, going, "Hey, at least you're being fucking useful this session."
Jesus.
I don't know why he said session, but he's just more aware of things than you think he is.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Bubonic is on mission confirmed?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna cast Animate Dead. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'll just take the one bird because I don't need both of them.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna cast Animate Dead, which turns the bones or bodies of dead creatures into undead skeletons or zombies.
Well, they'd have to be dead first, so you can't do it on the.
But aren't they?
They're
dead because they're
undead,
undead?
so
They're undead, so they're not dead. They're undead.
They are reanimated.
Reanimated. They're yeah, exactly. Thank you, Chris. They're already reanimated, so you can't reanimate them further.
someone
But you
beat you
can
to the
try and
punch.
command undead.
Okay, I'll do command undead then.
Sorry to keep shutting down all your options
I'm like,
here, but
does an animate dead work? Because that makes sense, but I guess that actually kind of makes sense.
You can
Animate
also
dead
try to
works when
turn
you're
or
wandering
rebuke.
through a cemetery.
yeah,
Okay.
not when you're already in the zombie apocalypse. You have to start the zombie.
Right,
apocalypse.
okay, gotcha. I could see that. That'd be funny as fuck. Beckett with her plague doctor mask on, like fucking.
You are a cleric, so you do have the ability to turn or rebuke undead.
That's true.
Is that in the spell list? Because I don't actually know how that
That
works.
is your
Well,
cleric's.
when you were not
ability.
enjoying Beckett, there was a point where Beckett was going to turn into a villain.
Right. I remember that.
So who knows?
Da da da.
Yeah, it's a very first thing a cleric can do. Here we go. A neutral cleric who worships a good deity can turn or destroy undead creatures. An evil cleric or a neutral cleric who worships an evil deity instead rebukes or commands such creatures.
That's me.
So she can command them or rebuke them, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Do.
What was your D20 roll?
Yeah.
I haven't rolled yet. There.
If you're on table, 3 undead high enough to let you turn at least one undead within 60 feet. Roll 2d6 plus your cleric
No.
level plus your
No,
charisma
you
modifier
did
for
not.
turning damage. That's how much
I
rolls
did.
No.
of a
No, you
dead
did
can
not.
turn. Did you get
I
nat
did.
20?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
Oh my
so
Okay,
god.
well, that's
so a
nice.
22 or higher, you get your level plus 4 hit dice. Cleric's level,
Jesus.
not max level.
Yeah, so that's still 9.
Okay, so if this thing has 9 or less hit dice, I believe you said that you rebuke undead because you
Yeah.
went for the evil path.
Yep.
Okay, then if it has
Okay.
9 hit dice or less,
Well,
then
9 plus
it cowers
4.
in. Oh, 9 plus 4
13.
Yeah, so 13.
So
It has to have more than 13.
to fail. If
Yeah.
it has if it has 6 or less, you actually take control of it. It's now your pet. But
That's so fucking cool. I should use this more often.
it has
Yes.
less than 13. It's instead cowering in fear of you. So anyone that
Sorry.
rolls an attack on it gets a +2 bonus.
How much hit dice do I need?
Is it
13 or
less
more.
than 13?
Or no, 13. Sorry.
Yeah, 9 hit dice.
Okay,
need
it's cowering
13.
in fear.
Well, you need to roll 13 because.
No, there isn't
No,
any
no.
rolling involved. It's
Yeah, it's
based on its
hit dice is like health, like how
Oh,
many,
okay.
like basically level.
Oh, I thought he was rolling it.
No.
The only time you need a roll is if you're turning, because that does damage to them. Rebuking
okay.
is commanding.
Okay.
So now it is afraid.
Yeah, as you what do you say to this what actions what do you say to rebuke this undead creature as you instill the fear into it? Steal? Yeah, dude.
I wish there was something cool I could do.
So do it.
I'm trying. I'm going for the one that's on.
The bottom.
Yes, the bottom. That's the one that's on Yonatan's back, basically.
Yes.
I kind of want to like fake swing at it with my weapon, and then can I do like? And this is, I guess, this kind of like a demon yell with like the poison's voice instead of mine. You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck off.
How would you like to reach out to the poison in this moment? What are your, as Beckett's, thoughts as you go in to fake this creature out? What are you thinking? How do you reach out?
I guess I'm trying to instill the fear into the creature with the uncertainty and fear Beckett has with the poison. So I guess I'm kind of like, she's kind of like reaching out for almost support with poison. So like,
I like that.
Yeah, as you fake forward and like kind of like jerk your arm as if you're gonna strike again, you kind of see as you kind of exhale as you do like the second fake swing to scare them. You see smoke exhale from your lungs as it kind of fogs your vision and swirls around your face. You can't tell what's happening, but to everyone else around you looking at you, this smoke forms into like the look of a World War I gas mask
Jesus.
Tell
as
you,
the
Mamma
smoke
Mia.
takes
Sorry.
form and holds. Exactly. As you see within the smoke, as the ghastly uh, eye goggles would appear as it glows a piercing red as it peers into this creature, as you see the fear begin to grow in its eyes, as you see its body beginning to shift back as it seems to like its subconscious urge to move away from you as it stares in awe and terror as the smoke dissipates into the wind.
That's cool.
So yeah, to Beckett, you're not sure if it worked, but to everyone else, it definitely fucking worked.
I'll just have her like
All
open her
all
eyes
all you
after.
saw is just the shadowy smoke obscure your vision for a moment as you see the look of terror in the vulture's eyes.
This seems a
That's
little
so
too
cool.
close to Critical Role, to be honest.
I'm not cut up. Don't give me fucking spoilers.
No, I'm talking about Percy.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah. Of course.
As Beckett, that's what you do with your turn.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. As the shadow infested dire ape.
Is he still pinned?
He's
Yes, I
still
believe
pinned.
he is still
He
pinned.
is still pinned. He is going to try and break out of that pin.
All right.
Finally, a good goddamn roll.
Does it beat 30?
Does it beat 30 flat?
Yes.
Oh. Oh. Me forgetting where my creature is. $29.
I knew it.
I rolled an 11.
I rolled a 16. As it roars out, does your companion understand common?
My Lescalor will hear common. It's just that since it isn't an order coming from its master, it isn't going to give to flying whatevers.
But it understands.
It doesn't have independent thought. It is a mindless creature.
Understood. As Golan, give me a listen check.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and
Okay.
pull up.
And
Okay.
honestly, I'll give Alistair a listen check as well.
22.
Oh, listen. That is another 11.
Alright, so you hear mindless whispers. Your companion hears mindless whispers as it struggles in your companion's arm as it... You hear an odd hissing sound beginning to, as it groans out in frustration, you hear a hissing sound. Orgolan, you hear this as you're closest, you hear, resistance is futile. The darkness take you all. As Orgolan, your response as it is now your turn.
Am I still right on the ape, or did
You are still right beside him. Yeah, you're right on him.
Ever since he's pinned, he isn't going to occur an attack of opportunity if you do any movement.
I will pummel the shit out of this guy. Okay. Okay. All right. So that is a 33 to hit,
Word.
a 25 to hit,
Big word.
and a 29 to hit.
All will hit.
Bird is the word.
Bird is the word.
Fucking hell. Okay. So So 14 damage for the first attack, 12 for the second, 11 for the third.
37.
Yes. Pow, pow, pow.
Yeah. So, before we describe this, Chris, your companion is a very large, three-headed, large cat.
Yes, it's a three-headed winged Siberian tiger, effectively, with a bit of a purplish hue to it.
Yeah. So, how is your companion holding down this dire ape?
At this point, my kitty is having fun just going ahead and basically pinning it down using the weight of its body and is repeatedly biting at it with its assorted heads.
All right. So, with that, Orgolan, how do you strike this dire ape?
So as it's getting held down, I'm gonna take a step back, and I'm just gonna punt kick it in the head 3 times.
Damn,
Whack!
curb stomping.
Whack!
All your attacks hit. How much?
Walk over to him. Okay, how does this thing work?
Simply
I guess
point,
I'll cheat.
simply point, and your particular target, and then make the exclamation of the associated word.
Okay. Right. So I'm gonna kind of look around, see that Urgolan seems to be dealing with that thing, see the one already entangled, and the one cowering in fear before Beckett, and then turn to the other one up in the air. I'll be like, "Will it reach that one?"
It'll have a 20-foot range.
So probably not. Uh,
You could get within 20-foot range. What's your movement?
well, how much did I just move there? Like
foot.
You were here 5, 10, 15.
Okay, I thought that he was just diagonal down 1.
Oh, was he? Was he here? I thought it was
I
down
think
here.
so. I think I was only down 1, so that'd be 10
Oh,
feet to get
yeah.
from
Sorry,
there.
that's 10 feet then. I apologize.
So then 15, 20, 25, 30. So I could probably get,
Right into this river here.
yeah.
Yeah, as you stand, as you feel the cold, freezing stream water rush between your rent an armor. Armor. It's not your armor. It's not comfortable, but it's there, and it's giving you protection as you protection as you feel the cold water run in between your toes, is soaking up your socks as you steady yourself, holding up your fist towards this creature, kind of perching in readiness, ready for whenever he needs to spring into battle. As he's perching
Right.
on the branches, you run up towards him, raise your fist up to the air. What do you do from there?
Why am I, is it, it's not like it's like a bottle, right?
Oh yes.
I'm not gonna raise my fist up then. I'm just gonna kind of like brace myself with it and like point it, kind of like
Oh, sorry, I
measuring the
didn't know it was a
distance.
bottle. My apologies.
Basically, like a really fancy whiskey decanter.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, very
Mm,
nice. So is
okay.
there a lid on it or is it just open?
There is a topper to it, yes, and I just keep attaching different filters to the top. In this
Is the
case, right
holy
now, what's
one still on
attached
it?
is the holy one. Yes.
Perfect. So I'm just gonna kind of aim at it and just brace myself and just go, geyser. So what
Alright.
do I have to roll to not land on my ass? What kind of stuff do I have to roll here?
It's a strength check.
Oh, okay.
Please roll a natural one. I think it'll be so funny. You just fall on your ass and just get wet ass in the stream.
I mean,
Roll yourself a d20.
Oh,
Add
that's
your
not
strength
great.
modifier to it.
Okay, strength modifier here. What are we looking at? So I'm gonna get a whole 7.
After your strength modifier is 7.
Yeah.
Okay, you're landing in the creek, my friend. So you've been knocked prone by the force.
So kind of like to geyser, and as it shoots out, the force just not expecting it to be that much kick, just kind of like whoa, and just end up flat on my ass in the creek.
Poor placement of slick stones. You just didn't have the proper footing and right down.
So
Oh, that's I'm so glad you failed that. That's just gold. I want to give you an inspiration point for failing that.
thanks, bro.
As geyser, as you didn't hold yourself properly, as you just feel your left foot just
Slip
with
on a
the
nice
pressure
mossy
as you
rock.
slip,
Yeah.
and you crunch your tailbone right on a sharp rock as you fall into the stream. As a splash, as you look up, as you see the geyser.
Did I
Send you
hit him
down
at least?
the,
Is there anything I have to roll for like that or?
You would need to make a ranged touch attack.
Okay. We're gonna try a different D20. Screw that one. All right. Hey, that's not bad. So range touch attack. So what do I add to that? Just do I add?
That's a
Is it just the
dex bonus.
Okay, dex. That's what I thought. So that's gonna be a
Plus your base attack bonus, of course.
yeah. Oh, perfect. You're right. So that's gonna be a 16 plus 8 plus 3. That's gonna be a 27.
hell yeah.
Is there any damage I gotta roll for it, or does it just do like a set thing?
This is immersion in acid, so we're going to go with 10d6.
Woo!
You know, a
Very nice.
casual 10d6. See, before the session, Liam was asking me, "Oh, is Chris an epic level character, or is he our level?" I was like, "He's your level, but he's crafty." So he's gonna be a little bit powerful.
Like
Okay,
how I
you
tried
said
to make
10d6?
Telluid, but my rolls screwed me over.
Okay, perfect. I have 5, so I can just roll those twice. All right, so 6, 10, 13, 16, 17, 18, and then 22, 26, 29, and then 41 total.
Jesus.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
better than any
So
of my
in
rolls.
what?
Yeah, I got a couple good 6s there. I really, because you said 10d6, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey, at least you can get 60.
In one attack, this guy's now bloodied.
Nice.
So I'll just kind of like land on my ass, but look up and see this thing just get like doused and like freaking out because it's
As
because it's
honestly,
essentially acid
you
to it. I'm just like, I kind of like
unprepared as you were as you uncork this bottle, as it just spews out on your keyword geyser. You fall on your ass and you see this splash all around you. You're kind of dazed for a minute. The only thing pulling you out and realizing you hear just this agonizing screech coming from this vulture. As it almost loses its footing on the branches, it kind of its claw catches it, as you can kind of see its mangled body just laying there for a minute. As he pulls himself back up, you can see you can see feathers have fallen out, exposing the fleshy scarred skin underneath. That looks in fucking anger towards Tobin as it peers down from the branches peered on.
So yeah, seeing this, like, not getting knocked on my ass, but hearing these screams and looking up and see it, like, essentially, like, burning, I'm just gonna kind of mouth, like, jaw agape, look down at this decanter, and then look up at this bird and just start, laughing, just start kind of, but then just kind of wincing from the pain shooting up from my tailbone. And I'll have to wait till next turn to try and get up, right? Because that would have, it's a
Yeah,
standard
Yeah.
action.
that'll
Use
be your
that.
move action.
Yeah.
That'll be your move action to stand.
Yeah. Okay.
Which means that you can try as well to use the geyser function again if you like. And
Woohoo!
we'll see how that goes.
What happens if he uses the geyser function while he's already prone?
Oh.
Technically, that is allowed. I believe that you incur a minor hit. I think it's something like -2 or -4. I'll look it up if you like.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
you can choose to just lie down and perform ranged attacks.
Wow. Yeah,
Mhm.
please look into that. But before you do that, it is your turn, Mr. Alistair.
When you are prone, you cannot use ranged weapons except for crossbows.
Oh. Well, I mean, this one is an unconventional ranged weapon, I suppose, but yes, okay.
But if the rules goes, if you can't use a crossbow or a bow while you're prone, I wouldn't give you this.
Oh, I completely agree. That makes sense.
So I think that would be a fair ruling on that, especially with a 10d6.
What's its
That's fucking
regular
baller.
damage when it's not like undead? Like, because I know you're. Well, yeah. So I guess like without any like add-ons and stuff, like I'm sure you've got all sorts of
Yeah,
add-ons,
like
but
if
just
you
like
were to
base
attack
like
Tobin with
geyser,
it.
what would it do?
Like if it was just mundane water, it's basically being used as a magical super soaker.
Oh, right.
Uh,
Okay. So it pretty much just doesn't do a lot of damage unless you have your like filters on it.
Yeah, it
Okay.
basically
So it's
just
just kind
is.
of based on the scenario.
Which is
It,
smart as a businessman, which means your customers are going to keep coming back after they keep using the filters.
the only thing is
Almost like
that
Brita filter.
the geyser will deal 1d4 points of damage, but only to one target per round. If it's just being used as basically a super soaker.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It has 3 functions: stream, fountain, and geyser.
So is it just different keywords, or do you have to like
Yes.
change it? Okay.
Yes, it's just a
Yeah.
matter of using the right power word to invoke the magic.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, Alistair, it is your turn. You have one very weak vulture. You have one fearful vulture. You have one bloodied vulture, and you have one shadow that just spawned out of the dire ape.
There's only one option at this point.
Geyser.
Making a disclaimer. Alistair Greycliffe Engineering is not responsible for any injury incurred while using said product.
Very important.
I'm actually going to march over towards the allies that are just over to my west, and reach into my satchel of assorted sales goodies in order to announce, here's another product that I've developed and is available for commission. And I pull out frog on a chain. Please feel free to use it as a focus inside of your magical endeavors.
So,
Where you are now, is that okay? Where you
Oh
want to
yeah,
stand?
that's
Or?
fine. That's
Awesome.
fine. I'm continuing my sales pitch.
so
That's
are you
fucking
saying like
right.
this kind of works as like instead of needing like, does it work like kind of like the issue materials thing sort of thing, like that feat? Like you can use it as a focus.
You'll still require
Okay.
your materials. However,
Okay.
if you focus your spell through the frog, I assure you that you will see some dramatic improvements inside of your own endurance and capabilities.
Interesting.
I'm the GM and I'm invested. I kind of want to buy. Maybe I'll reach out to you and see what other maybe shadier customers may have purchased some Alistair Greycliffe products.
Mm.
Oh, certainly, certainly.
Because I know a lot of shady folk who would be very interested in a lot of these powerful goods.
Gorgolans.
But with only, what is that, 10 feet of your movement used? What do you do with the rest of your turn? I apologize for keep interrupting.
Oh no, that was my turn. I'm just absolutely hawking my wares.
They just hawking your wares.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
absolutely.
It's 8 o'clock. It's a good time for me to call a quick toke break, quick piss break, before
All
we
right.
wrap up probably what I think is the final round of combat.
Woo.
So stay tuned, my friends. We will be returning in 1 moment. As we return to the top of the initiative order, Knees, from beneath the tree, you have a little bit of cover as you see a lot of the enemies around you dying. You see the shadow spawning near Orgolan. You see Tobin damaging this one perched in the tree. These two are preoccupied. What do you choose to do with your turn?
Well, immediately with my turn coming around, the energy from their entanglement happens again, and they both take 1d5. They take 5 electric damage. Not 1d5, sorry. Okay.
As this one takes how much? Sorry?
5. They both take 5.
Yeah, this one dies because he's at fucking 3 health points.
Yep.
I just wanted to know it for this guy.
Okay.
All right, this guy's looking very fucked as well. Like if this guy looked fucked, this guy's even fuckered.
Okay. Would I be able to move forward and right twice and be in range to attack the bird, uh, the the deadborn vulture, with a uh, flame light attack?
Sorry, what? You were here. You
Yeah.
want to move up 1,
Yeah, I have 20 feet of movement, so would I be able to move up 1 over 2 to be in range of 60 feet for a
5,
breath attack?
10, 15.
No,
You
the
want
other
to be
way.
up where my cursor is?
No, the
5,
one at the
10,
towards the tree.
towards the tree. So where I was before, like
Yeah.
here.
Yep, right there. Would I be
Are
able
you within 60 feet to attack him? Is
6?
that what you're asking? Sorry, I'm being dumb.
Yeah, that's what I'm
5,
asking
10,
because I know
15,
it's in a tree.
5,
So
10, 15, 20. You can make it to here with your 20 feet.
okay, I just wasn't sure if
Sorry,
the
I'm being dumb.
rivers would have
5,
hindered
10,
movement or not.
15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, he's 30 feet from where you are.
Okay.
You will incur an attack of opportunity, though, from the other vulture.
He is preoccupied and
Oh, okay.
fearful. I would probably let him get a pass on it because he's currently preoccupied
it's
with being
currently in.
scared of Beckett.
Yeah, it's in
That's
awe of
scary.
Beckett right now. Plus, its back is turned to me.
Yeah, so I would probably give him a pass on that.
So,
Or even if we want to be like, let me give like a quick will save to, would be an appropriate DC for Beckett to keep this creature in fearful versus it turning its attention to something moving behind it.
right. I can't remember. Is cleric's intelligence or wisdom again?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay. What's your wisdom modifier, Beckett?
3.
3, so that's a 13 so far.
13. What's the level of the spell that you have casted on him?
Well, it's
It's
not a
technically
spell.
not a spell.
It's a class ability.
Probably add class level then.
Class level.
So 9.
Are you level 9 cleric?
Yes.
So 20.
So 9 plus
22.
3, 22 DC to break. Natural 7 will not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I'm not sure if they told you, but it's like that for 10 rounds.
Woo.
Yeah, I just imagine this guy's just gonna be fearful for like a bit.
Till he's dead.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you successfully pass by him. You are in within 30 feet of the vulture in the trees.
So yeah, after seeing the vulture, yeah, actually, would I been able to see the water attack from where I was standing?
Yeah, you would have been able to see everything unfold within like this sector.
Okay. Um. So I would have seen Tobin fall down.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's also within your vision. The tree's not obscuring it. That's within your vision.
So yeah, after seeing Tobin fall down, I rush over and stand my ground and fire a line of fire at the vulture, trying to uh, get its attention. It's okay. It needs to roll a reflex.
What's the DC on that reflex?
18.
Vulture fails,
Okay. So that means
and the tree rolls a natural 2. And so, as you send this line of fire out, you see a few of the leaves and the dried leaves of it being in the fall winter season. Even though you can't really tell it here, it is the fall winter season, so the air is a lot drier, and so you see a few of the bark and the leaves beginning to get scorched and beginning to take fire as this tree is going to be set ablaze as well as the vulture fails the DC.
okay. It will take 17 fire damage.
Toasty.
You okay? You okay? All right, I see you. Do you want to go ahead and describe how you expel this line attack and how it scorches the tree and the vulture?
Question: did you hear 17 or 70?
I heard 17,
Okay.
but I'm
I,
still feeling it.
okay. I
All
just
right,
wanted
I'm
to
the
make sure.
DM. This is something I wanted to be difficult. So
Okay, so sorry, yeah, so rushing over to go help Tobin, and I plant my foot into the ground, and then this orange light just emits from my chest up to my throat and just pierces through, um, hitting the vulture straight in the chest, ign- piercing inside and igniting it from within.
So, with that, can you describe how your scales affect your body?
How my scales affect my body. So
Yeah.
basically, it's kind of right now. It seems like they're differently. Uh, how would I put this? It's not like a full scale armor like a dragon. There's gaps in it in the skin where you can still see skin poking through because it's still not fully developed. Um, so the scales that pattern these orange scales that pattern my body, you can see bits and pieces of my oaky wood skin piercing through. So whenever I do these attacks, you can just see small bits of light emitting as it comes out.
Yeah, and as this spell emits, you see if anyone's looking at these through his scales, they go from like a dull orange to a bright like auburn, like burning light as it almost like light passing through his body as it moves up through his chest and through his throat and expelling out of his mouth as you see the tree and the vulture beginning to burn and you see the vulture conversing as it takes a pretty big hit from this. Um, as the tree begins to catch fire, as you see the fire beginning to dance from branch to branch and from this tree, as you see it, the licks of the bright higher flames beginning to lick the higher trees just above this clearing, as you may fear that it might cause a further devastation to this forest. And beyond that, that is the end of your journeys.
Yes, sir.
On to Yonatan.
How would you um how big would you say the fire is right now?
It's dull, but you can recognize it will get bigger.
Don't worry, 30 gallons are going to go flying its way soon enough.
Yeah,
I
but
was about to say
Yeah,
it was
But
kind of doused in holy water.
um, holy water this way, flame strike this way. Yeah, you know what? I
there you
can
go. Put it in
because
anyway.
water is being used at this point. It's still diminished at this point, but can get wildly out of hand. But right now is in hand. You can see just a few branches burning, but it's not reaching a lot of the wet points that it was purged with the holy water. So that is a good call. It is not getting into a concerning level, but it could if it reaches any of these higher trees.
Okay.
It is a menace, not a threat.
Exactly. Thank you.
That fire's a menace. Sorry.
Get me pictures of that fire.
So whose turn is it?
Yonatan's.
Ah, very nice.
okay. I am going to cast Briar Web on this vulture here.
What does that spell entail? I'm not familiar.
Um Briarweb. Briarweb. Spell card. Creatures.
This guy is honestly looking pretty weak. If you have a big damage spell, I think you would have the information on you can blow it to pieces. But if this seems like an appropriate spell for you to do right now, I would say go for it.
And since it's
But you
cowering
can
and
also recognize that it is very weak and cowering in fear.
yeah, since it's cowering, it's also a +2 to attack rolls against it.
So take that information as you would if you still think Briarwood is the appropriate spell. Go for it. I'm not telling you not to take that in as your turn.
Yeah. Like Jonathan seeing the flames starting on the big tree in the middle doesn't want to create any more risk of fire and having him potentially freak out. So I'm going to cast Briarweb on it.
All right.
It has to make a DC 17. No, DC 16 reflex saving throw, or it is entangled.
Well, it's already entangled, so it's already got a -4.
Okay.
This is the one that's in
so
front of you,
that's
right?
just a flat 11.
Okay, it fails. So it now has the creature now has 3 options on whether to stay perfectly still, attempt to break free from the thorns, or continue to act normally. Those that attempt
right now or on his turn.
On his turn.
Okay, continue.
Yep. It may each round in which a creature remains in the area, it may spend a full round action extricating themselves.
Just so you know, technically you and Beckett and anybody in a 20-foot radius within that
Also,
spell also needs to make a roll.
Yep.
I'm wondering who has audio in the background, just so we don't have a lot of audio clutter.
That's me. I was talking.
Oh, okay. Continue then. My bad.
So yeah, I will have to make a saving throw. Beckett will have to make a saving throw. Our new friend here will have to make a saving throw.
Alistair, and where's the central point of this spell? Because Peter is 5, 10, 15 feet away, and like if it were be on the central point, and then Knees is also 5, 10, 15, 20 feet away. So where's the central point of this spell?
You're muted.
Would it count diagonally as well?
It's a radius, so yeah, it'd be a circle.
So where's the central point of this circle?
Three squares up from me will be the 3 squares
from
up,
you?
and then yeah, and then 1 left. That would catch me, Beckett, Alistair, the vulture, and then nobody else.
What about Peter?
Wes, don't forget, I
Peter
sent
is
you that template of all the area zones, how they work.
5, 10,
Oh, by the
15,
way,
20.
template that picture.
5,
Yeah.
10, 15, 20. No, it's Peter's just out of range.
All right, sweet. So what's the DC on that?
DC 16 reflex.
Roll the fucking natural too.
Reflex.
So Beckett, Yonatan, and Alistair, you guys also need to roll a reflex.
I got a
Alright.
16.
8 plus 13 is 21.
All right, Alistair's fine. Beckett matches.
I got a
Yonatan.
17.
17 just passes, and the vulture fails. So you all pass, and the vulture fails.
Hell
Fucking
yeah.
surprisingly.
That surprisingly worked out the best.
Yeah.
So now if that vulture wants to take actions, normally it's going to take 2d6 for every action it takes.
Oh wow. So every action, bonus action, standard action, move
Bonus
action.
action, standard action, move action. And then
Wow.
if it
So
doesn't have to move,
So how would you describe this spell take effect on the creatures and where you cast it? Like, how does the spell form in this reality?
so so Yonatan just closing his eyes, trying to find a deeper reservoir of Varys's magic, just venturing deep into his very soul. Just can't find any light, only darkness. So as the darkness is trying, as the essence of the Everdark is trying to take control, Yonatan is just gonna fight it off enough so to where he can control it, and just focuses on like this dark forest where everything, he like focuses on the dark energy around the forest and bends it to his will as he makes all of these briar spear like thorns just shoot into this vulture's body, as Yonatan is using the darkness within his soul to his advantage and wielding it as his own, as if it were his own, temporarily.
Alright, as he spikes up, is Alistair and Beckett, they see these spikes rise up as he excuse me. As you see these spikes rise up from the ground, you guys move your feet to not be entangled, but the vulture, not aware, is still awestruck in fear by Beckett, as he doesn't realize these vines of thorns wrapping around his body and his feet. As before he realizes he tries to pull and can't pull his feet out. And that's what you do with your turn?
That is going to be my bonus action.
All right.
I am going to how Beckett, how are you feeling?
Me? I'm feeling fine. I'm glad you didn't get me in your web thing or your vine thing.
Yeah, I'm glad too. You need do you need like any buffs or anything?
No, I'm good.
All right, here I go then. As I'm going to shoot a bow on this vulture, I will take I do have to take a -2 penalty on my attack roll for this attack. since I'm still technically in Briarweb.
Did you fail your Briarweb roll?
No, I succeeded.
It only affects your movement speed.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just take 2 attacks on this vulture. Ooh, that is a 16.
16 will miss.
That is a 17 to hit.
Is there any AC debuff that they'll take from being in the Briarwood?
So when they failed, they are technically entangled. I'm not sure if you're going to want a double entangled because it's already entangled. So right now it's to get -2, -4. It's entangled again. So I'm not sure if you want to add on to that. I don't think entangle could stack though.
No, I don't
Minus.
believe so.
Yeah, I don't think they stack. So they're.
Are you taking the -2 dexterity in account for the AC?
It's -4 dexterity. It's -2 to attack rolls.
Oh, sweet. So essentially a -2
Yeah.
to the AC.
So they got AC
bonus, right?
14 at this point.
Okay, so both my attacks would hit.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, that is 15, 25 damage total.
How do you want to? How do you absolutely snipe the fuck out of this guy as you see its form, in fearful of Beckett as it's trying to it subconsciously is moving itself back, trapped in the brambles as you see it kind of falls on its ass a little bit as it's even trying to drag itself away with its wings. How do you decimate this thing?
So first, I'm gonna shoot an arrow through. I'm gonna shoot an arrow through its wing to make sure that it can't get away from my second shot.
As the first arrow pins as it's trying to drag away, and you see it's trying to even tear the arrow through its wing. Like it's that desperate that it's willing to go through that pain to even tear the arrow out as it's trying to desperately crawl away from you.
And then I'm gonna ready the second arrow and then launches it, and it goes right, connects right on the dot, on a briar web on its forehead, and just pushes it straight through its head.
It just pins its head down. Yeah, well, as it wriggles for a few seconds and then stops moving.
And then I'm gonna be moving 15 feet total, but I'm gonna move one right, one down, and then one right again.
Just below Alistair?
Yes, that's correct. And then I'll end my turn there. And Peter's going to take a total defensive action again.
All right. And Beckett, you're up next.
Cool. How do Alistair and Yonatan look health-wise?
Roll me a heal check.
A heal check?
Yeah.
That is a 27.
Yeah. So what's your both of your running hit points?
I'm merely bruised from landing on my ass back when I initially failed to keep a grip on the decanter.
Oh, was I supposed to take damage from falling? I don't think I took
No,
any.
I slammed into a tree.
Oh, right.
Two winners, one dud.
Jonathan?
I'm at 54.
Of
54 of 78.
okay. Who looks worse out of or I know I should have asked all of it at once, but who looks good out of Orgolan and Tobin?
I look pretty fucking bad.
Okay, I'm gonna make my
I'm at about half health.
I'm at
You're fine.
I'm at 14 health.
Yeah, I'm making my way over to Tobin.
How many movement do you have?
30 feet, I think. Yeah,
30 gets you here.
cool. I'm going to stay there. Am I within touching distance?
No,
No.
you're
No?
10 feet away.
Shit. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can do then. Because everything's a touch. um,
Can you damage Vulture at all?
You don't have any more healing darts, do you?
Oh, that's true.
I could
That's a
do
good
that.
idea.
Yeah, I'll blow a healing dart at him. It's better than nothing.
All right, roll an attack.
Yikes. That's it's not as bad as I thought it was. It was 14. Or no, sorry, 15.
So what is she trying to hit me?
She's trying to hit your touch, I believe.
Yeah.
My touch? Yeah, that'll hit my touch.
Sick. Okay, and then that's
All
1d8.
right, 1d8 plus your caster level.
Do I roll the d8 or does he?
You do.
Okay. That's 6. Plus my caster level, which is
So
9.
15.
But I need to check, but don't forget that when you're prone, you get a +4 against ranged attacks.
Oh,
Yes,
cool.
you do.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Okay.
You got 15 health.
But you got a minus 4
Combat's
against melee.
almost over.
Don't make combat longer.
Please.
I'm not trying
I'm
to,
just
I'm just reminding. Technically,
kinda sitting
Tobin
there
could
like-
roll into the shot.
Yeah. Whoop. Thanks, Beckett.
Right.
From there is, if that's it from your turn, it's Orgolan.
All right. I'm going to take a couple swings at the spirit in front of me.
Oh shit, I forgot about his turn. Oh well. Miss her.
Okay, so the first attack is a dirty 20.
Hit.
The second is a natural 19.
Hit.
And then the second one is a 17.
We turn on the vacuum.
Hit.
Oh, okay. All right. So, first attack is 14 damage. Second is 10 damage. And third is 12 damage.
Yeah, he's gone. How do you send him back to the Shadow Realm?
So, I'm going to go in for a punch. Then I'm going to do a back fist. And then just uppercut him into a big poof.
As he, the dark essence of his being flows off in a gust. This is Tobin next.
Oh, baby. After kind of like land on my tailbone, and I was a little sore, but then I feel a little prick in my like in my shoulder. I'm like, oh, I kind of like still kind of like on my ass, kind of look back. Oh, thank you, Beckett. And then I'll kind of try and stand up in the stream. So with it being a 20-foot range, if I were to step back onto the creek bed, would I still be able to hit him? I'm not sure what actually like counts as his hitbox.
Yep, that would work.
Okay, so I'm gonna step back onto solid ground, kind of try and really gain my footing, and then really brace myself and just kind of go and geyser.
That's including the height of the tree?
That is
Don't.
including the height of the tree.
Okay.
So what was it I have to roll to not get knocked on my ass? Strength, right?
Strength DC 12.
Oh, perfect. I make it this.
All right.
So then let's fuck this birdie up.
Yeah.
5, 10.
Oh, hold on. Now, what did you
15.
get for your reflex?
Oh yeah, I gotta.
Or what did research? Sorry.
Right, that's right. Better actually roll that inspo that you gave me. Okay, so add my base, which is that's gonna be 22 to hit.
Absolutely.
Sweet. So that's gonna be 5, 10, 15, 21. Oh, 23, 26, 27, 37.
How do you want to do this?
I want to blast him with my geyser.
Yeah.
I,
How do
um,
you
I,
how do you do this?
I mean, I kind of already told you how I braced for it, and then I shot the geyser. The water shoots out at it. I don't really know what more there is to it.
I don't know. Do you want to describe how the geyser hits, or do you want me to?
Uh, I guess you can. I don't know. Like it's a blast of water that hits him. I don't know what
Yeah,
else to say.
as you finally finding stable footing a little bit, holding up one more time, embracing geyser with a little bit of hesitation as it expels out and douses this creature as you hear once again the as you see it just screams out and then silence as you see it stands there for a moment and flops to the ground.
As he dies, he yells, "I'm melting!"
And with that, the combat concludes. And I'll call just a quick 5-minute break.
No.
We'll see you in a second. And we're back. You get to see my pretty face again. What's going on, everybody? As the final undead vulture was shot out of the tree as its form flops to the ground and makes an impact as you see like dust rise around its corpse. Left alone, now in silence, was once filled with this unnerving chattering of inhuman laughter to just the utter silence of the forest around you. Even native to these parts, Alistair, you grew up in Port Jura, just on the coast, and you traveled through these woods to make it to the Esme Luma Royal Academy, the citywide college that takes part as one of the towns in the kingdom of Marswell, which you all are currently but currently located in. As you have always heard the sounds of nature's birds call, the growl of creatures deep within this thick jungle of a forest, but at this point, the void silence spanning across this forest unnerves you.
Well, this is awkward.
As you
forget
all
the trees are
converge
quiet.
all next to each other, with a new face among you, as you may call him the guy who probably saved your ass, dealing a lot of the damage. You are face to face with Alistair. Would you mind describing how your character looks?
Well, Alistair is a 5'4", stocky built human. His are somewhat marked with a little bit of what looks like blue woad across most of his vitals. Uh, his left arm has been replaced with one automaton made of pure mithril. Uh, Currently, he's wearing a let's see, I believe it is his artisan's outfit, and through it he has strapped to his back what looks like an exceptionally large harpoon with a length of chain that binds down to clasp onto his belt.
And for the purposes of going forward, when you guys go to interact with him, just describe how your character looks at this present moment. Yeah, just so Chris has that awareness of what everyone looks like. So going forward, as you see this stocky 5'4" human in front of you.
Um, these is a 3'4" gnome with orange scales covering his body with small hints of woody brown skin peeking through. His short golden hair and blue eyes. Um, First turns to Jonathan. Hey, deal with that. Pointing up to the fire on the tree. And then, sorry, what was your character's name again? I'm terrible with names.
Alistair Greycliff.
Alistair. Okay. I turn to
Or
Alistair.
I'm sure none of you have been introduced unless he announces his name. You might have to ask him what his name is.
I know. I was just going to. I want the name so I can say who I'm turning to. That's all.
What's your name?
Okay.
My name? Why, my name is the very name of the brands that everyone here has enjoyed and benefited from on this day. Alistair Greycliff of Greycliff Engineering.
That's nice. How'd you get here?
Oh, uh, to be honest, I was cutting through the woods in order to get to the next major port of trade. I need to get some more iron, I'm afraid. I could use about 50 pounds of it.
Odd place to travel for looking for iron.
Well, I mean, I like I said, I was cutting through the woods. I figured that was going to be the most expeditious means to travel through by a straight line.
I'm gonna roll insight, or not insight. Sense motive.
Sense motive.
Where? There's my d20.
Muted.
And you can either to roll a diplomacy or a bluff check, Chris.
I mean,
Whether you're lying or telling the truth.
okay.
But you don't have to spill the role that you're saying. You just tell us what your total is
All right.
and adjust your answer to that.
I got a 12 on sense motive.
Let's see. Nope. That was exactly what I was doing.
Well, I guess it was good you came along. Seems like your gadgets or whatever seemed helpful. So
Yeah, as he kind of
Gadgets are doing a great disservice to my products, good sir. No, I create revolutionary items of magic and technology together.
yeah, I'm gonna kind of trot over with the decanter and be like, I'm with him. This thing's pretty sweet.
I physically wince at the mention of magic and technology um, being mixed together, growing up in a magic shop.
Mmm.
Now, for my next item, pocketing the the frog, since that didn't seem to be much of a selling point, I would like to present the Stone of Agu. Simply exclaim, Agu, and then give a person a tap, and they'll heal for just a slight bit of damage. You can do this as many times as you wish in a day.
That's kind of sweet.
Speaking of which, Agu. And now I'm back. Would anyone else like to try sampling?
I'll give it a go.
There you are.
I'll hand you back your decanter and hold the stone and just go, Agu?
1 point.
Woohoo!
Yeah, as
Agu.
does it work that way?
Command
As
word item of
you
Steel Miner.
hold your finger to your temple and you cautiously say the keyword Agu, you just feel just a dull, warm sensation wash over your bodies, and what wounds that were hurting just seem to hurt just a little bit less.
I look over at Beckett with that look of like, are you just gonna stand for this?
I'm pulling out my healing potions. I'm getting them ready for everybody who's coming my direction.
So, all right, Mr. Greycliff, so what else can this thing do? Pointing back to the decanter. It's like, well, we saw that was holy water. What else do you got?
Well, it can also produce regular water of both fresh and salt varieties. Both of them, I'm afraid, are still going to be at rather tepid and different room temperatures. However, I do have an additional filter available. If it is of your interest, I have it out of the form of acid. Water to acid.
Oh, that sounds
Simply
pretty
plug
interesting.
it into the business end of your decanter, and it will immediately start to produce.
That all right, let's talk price. This sounds pretty interesting.
Well, the decanter in and of itself is a lovely item, to be certain. The water to acid, on the other hand, oh, that is a unique product available only through Greycliff. As soon as I have completed my share of preparations, I'm sure that I'll be able to make it widely dispersed. But for now, this is my prototype. I'll have to consider what the overall cost will be at a later time.
Very well. That's fair. Well then, where
If
can
everyone
where can we find you? Like, if it's gonna take you some time to like make more than your prototype, do you have like a place of operation?
Well, I do, as a matter of fact, have a place of operation. Some time ago, I was having an incident with Kobold. I'm afraid that I discovered that they had this marvelous item. I've yet to figure out how to replicate it, but it is ingenious. It's 50 foot thick, but it folds like a portable pool. It's delightful. I got stuck in there for 3 days.
While they're talking, can I search around?
Go ahead and roll me a spot check. Knees. Who wants to search around?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. Sorry if there's any more points that anyone wanted to add on to Alistair's ad lister.
Yes,
What?
that's this is a great sales pitch and all, but can you please use your fancy water spewing gun to help me with this fucking fire, please?
It didn't go out when I doused the vulture.
Well, I
Not
mean,
fully.
we can certainly make good use of it. Props myself against one of the other trees. Geyser!
It's roll a strength check at advantage.
Okay, that one is a 11 plus my strength mod for 14, and that one would be a fail because it's a 6 plus 4 to 10, and I needed to beat a 12.
Somehow, as you're leaning yourself up against this, you didn't account for the recoil that it produces. You set yourself up, you think you're safe as you recoil, and you kind of find yourself bending around the tree as you flip around and flop on your ass.
Still working on the kinks, I'm afraid.
I also expected you
As
to
I'm
say.
dousing the fire.
I also expected you to say that you like hit his elbow, hitting his like his funny
Yeah.
bone or something like that. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's what I was
That
about to do.
would have been funnier.
Uh, Sorry, where did you say your base of operation? You said something about a hole, but there was some
Oh yes.
loud wind and stuff.
Reaches into his satchel. It's right here. Slaps it onto the ground, starts to unfold. By the time that it's fully unfolded, it's about 10 foot by 10 foot square.
Of like a map or like an ad?
It's a portable hole.
Oh, you
Except
just
for it
fold out a
runs 50
portable
feet
hole.
deep. Except it runs 50 feet deep. Initially,
Yeah,
though, you only
as
see
he
ladders leading down 10 feet.
as he begins to fold out what you assume is kind of like a void black blanket as it folds out into a 10-foot by 10-foot black hole that just voids into the ground. As he pronounces, "This is my base of operations," as he pronounces proudly as you all look in confusion as you've never seen any magic close to this.
Holy shit.
Boy,
What?
I've seen some holes in logic in my time on this in this world, but that's probably one of the biggest I've ever seen.
Lavender, please feel free to hop in. My three-headed Lescalor climbs into the first 10-foot section and simply curls up.
So, well then,
And
if your base is like portable like this, how would we be able to find you if we wanted to buy some more of your wares?
that is a magnificent question. I've never had to worry about repeat customers before.
Well, I'm very interested in that acid filter. If I were to buy your decanter, perhaps
Well,
sendings. Kalia.
where are any of you traversing to?
Well, we are currently. I kind of look. I'm just gonna kind of look around. We're kind of lost, but that's also kind of the point. Um, I kind of look around to the group and just be like, give him a look. Like, do you think I should explain it to him?
And while you're looking around, as Knees is a little bit distracted, you look around and there's nothing immediately pointing you out, but your detective intuition as you peer into these woods. Along the stream, you see it flowing in one way, in just a few wisps. You see a small stream heading in the opposite direction of where the rapids would take it. And as you peer into these odd streams, you see an odd shimmer of light as it wisps its way around you. As you see 6 or 7, none of you have recognized it except for Knees, but you see these shimmering light things, almost just bug-like, just
Damn pixies.
moving around in odd maneuvers as they're just floating around you. as Tobin looks towards the rest of the group in kind of asking if he should fill in the rest of the story as you may continue.
I mean, he just saved our lives, right? I feel like we're liable to tell him what's going on and why we're here.
All
On
right.
a side note, I ought to also remind you that the Stone of Agu is also viable for use against, say, applying to your griffin.
Mm.
Oh yeah, speaking of, where is that little devil? Peter, get over here. It's safe now.
As he kind of peeks out from a leafy bush, as he kind of peeks his head out and looks around, locks eyes with Yonatan, and tucks his head out further as you see his full mass of an adolescent griffin appear from the brush.
Lovely beast, truly.
Thank you. Yours as well.
So I guess currently we are trying to find the nature sages who are said to dwell in this forest.
Well, I'm afraid that I know very little of the nature sages in question, but I certainly do not mind the opportunity to go for a wander, especially if it means that I will have an entourage of sorts.
Very well. Well, since we this is somewhat of a pressing matter, perhaps we can continue speaking business after we wrap this up.
Very good.
Yonatan,
Yes.
you feel, as you kind of heard it mid conversations, you hear the wind beginning to wisp around you as you kind of like you're drawn into the conversation and curiosity of your new friend, but also in wonder of what's happening elsewhere as you see Needs is disconnected, looking at these odd twinkles of light that travel around you. You focus in on this wind. You hear tiny, itty bitty voices. Almost there. You can do it. You'll find them. Good luck.
What language are they speaking in?
It's Druidic, but it's very faint. You almost can't hear them, but it's the will of the wind helping your mind shape to hear these tiny little voices being carried within this wind. You're almost there.
Should I go in the wind's direction?
You will find them.
Damn, Trixie's never given me straight goddamn answer.
I love how you guys just know what these creatures are, just by context. Like I don't even have to say it.
These guys can never give me a straight answer. All right, Jonathan is just gonna put his mask on and just walk in the direction. Can I tell if the pixies or these creatures and the wind are moving in the same direction?
The pixies are flowing with the wind, so yes.
I will follow the direction of the wind then.
As soon as you recognize this as well as you can really recognize the wind, but you see them flowing in a certain direction, and beyond that you see Yonatan distracted and beginning to follow them.
I'm just gonna kind of to wrap up our conversation, seeing that Knees is looking distracted and that Yonatan is starting to wander off. I'll be like, "Well, I guess we're off then."
Your companion seems to have gotten the scent. Excellent.
I mean, we'll just start following Yonatan, or at least I'll start following Yonatan.
As you guys begin to follow and trail behind Yonatan, you guys also begin to recognize these flowing bits of light drifting along with you as 5 and 6 become 15 or 16, and that becomes 30 beyond 60 or 70 beyond. Like when you lose count, you see them flowing around you as you're walking along. As you open up into a clearing, as they drift off into the wind as it passes by, into the clearing, as they almost fill the clearing with a low light, as it begins to, as this is the heart of the forest, the darkest part where normally you wouldn't be able to see, but these pixies have gone and they've casted their light throughout this clearing, filling it with a low light. As you see a central tree, thicker than the rest, as it reaches higher, reaching far above the canvas above. As you all recognize this to be a tree, you all don't recognize this is not nature to the Boundless Shore, but this is a tree. The leaves stretching far below, as you see the branches even connecting, intertwining between the canvas above, as you see a dull, almost like lavender leaves, as they're long and almost see-through, as they flow down beneath the trees of what would be nature of the Boundless Shores, maple trees, oak trees. As they intertwine beneath each other, you see a large central hole in between the tree. It's only about it's only about 5-6 inches in diameter, this hole in this large tree. As you see something move, almost like an ant crawling within this hole in the tree, that reaches out, and you see it moves, and as it reaches its hand out beyond the reaches of the diameter of the tree, a form begins to grow into this large humanoid form, skin as fair as you've ever seen in your life. It's almost glowing. You see its hair reaching up and almost defying gravity, flying up and flowing in this lime green light that flows as if it's cast permanently in water, as it moves in slow motion. This lime green hair, as this form, fair skin, piercing emerald eyes, and a kind smile, clad in sage green and lavender wraps, as their claws around them. It's not clothing that you would recognize, but it's clothing that you would understand, if that would make sense. It's not like they're wearing a t-shirt and pants, but you can recognize that they're wearing clothing. They seem otherworldly. As their hair drifts, as the emerald eyes glance upon each and every one of you, as their eyes land upon Yonatan. And the smile upon their face is almost like a child receiving the gift of their dream. This childlike smile as they lay eyes on Yonatan, standing 10 feet away from you, the 6 of you, standing 10 feet away from you. It smiles, and without a word, it bounds forward and embraces Yonatan like a hug, with emotions deeper than any of you could understand. They embrace Yonatan. How does Yonatan reply?
Oh, as Jonathan's hair is going to change to pink.
Don't describe your hair yet. How does Jonathan reply?
Jonathan is just like, oh God, okay. Hello to you too.
Do you hug them back?
Yes.
As taken aback for a moment, Jonathan embraces this otherworldly creature as you see his hair. What color would you describe it at this moment?
Jonathan, Jonathan is just feeling he's just feeling like just goes like a golden blonde that frankly he nor anybody has ever seen shine so brightly in gold of just pure
As
joy.
from that pure golden blonde light, as he goes and embraces this otherworldly figure, you see his hairs begin to stand as they mirror this creature's anti-gravity hair. As from this blonde gold, it takes the form of a brilliant lime green. As these two matching in hair are now embracing each other. The figure pulls back. I've been waiting for you for a long time. Welcome home, Jonathan.
Thank you.
I am Yggdrasil, one of the nature sages. Please, would you all do me a favor and come inside?
Certainly.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
And if
right.
I may say, I appreciate the fact that clothing seems to cross planar trends and is something that is truly universal.
Not for all of us, I'm afraid.
Oh, oh my.
As you all feel your bodies as a gust of cool wind blows upon your backs. And as this cool wind blows, you feel your forms begin to shrink. As this wind begins to carry you, as your form shrinks, as you make your way towards this only 5 or 6 inch diameter hole in this tree, as it begins to seemingly grow, but you realize it's yourselves shrinking as you feel your ways carried into this tree. And as you feel your way carried into this tree, you see within this tree, built within the bark and the tree itself of this hollowed out tree, you see homes, tiny homes that begin to grow into normal sized homes. As you see, alike the creature that greeted you, Yggdrasil, like Yggdrasil who greeted you, you see the rest of these people who live within this colony with their flowing anti-gravity lime green hair. And whilst still in this space, you see Jonathan's hair doing the same thing. As, please, come with me. As they lead you through down passageways, almost like walking upon small twigs, but to you they're large bridges between colonies and buildings and clusters. As you see the beautiful large now to you large leaves above cascading all knowledge from the outside world as you feel from being within the dangerous heart of this forest, you feel safe as a glowing, almost like druidic light, glowing berries glowing above, uh, lighting and as well as heating as you feel this magical. It's like a fireplace of welcome as it's a warm embrace. As you're led through, passing over large bridges through into a small home where Yggdrasil takes you around um, this home. It's built into the bark, into the wood. It's carved out, but you can see the walls are made of like a clay substance. As you can see in the middle is a small dancing fire of lime green. Just it's not emitting smoke, and so like you walk into this enclosed room thinking it would be smoky. It smells clear. It smells like fresh sap in the spring. See, please, all of you, take a seat.
I find an empty spot.
As you see, woven cushions of vines and leaves, as you sit upon it. It is comfy. It is like you're used to like cotton seats, like in the more modern world. This is something you haven't experienced. This is like insanely comfortable. As you all find your seats. Jonathan, you have known for a long time that you are different. You were never like your kin back home, right?
Well, I mean, I was always up to shenanigans, and my kin didn't really like that all that much, so I guess I'm different in that way.
Let me share with you a story that even you, Norton, might not be familiar with. As he reaches his hand out towards the green fire as it brightens as you all of your mind's eye are pierced with vision. At first you see within the sky crashing towards the earth. As it impacts and collides, you see the green flames roar up around it and scorch the sand as it lands upon the beach. You see, from kind of more of a bird's eye view, you're watching these events unfold. You see upon a hill, you see a curious druidic elven people peering out from the woods as they see this green comet fall. As they walk further into the impact of this comet, within the debris of these large emerald green stones, heated by this lime green fire, they find a small, pale baby, swaddled in leaves. Without another instinct, these Druidic people pick up this baby and bring them back to their ancient secret civilization. Let's say, utter the words as the tree divides itself, revealing the entrance into this secret culture. Trusting this baby to a family, this baby began to grow. As when he became old enough, he entered the druidic school and began to learn the magic. And as you watch this young boy, this young Jonathan, beginning to learn the magic. 5 or 6 years old, you can see him casting spells far beyond his classmates. They can tell something's different about him. This fallen star. But beyond this unknown talent of the druidic magic, he has outbursts. Outbursts of green fire singeing. At times it happened during training courses where he might burn down a tree and it's rescued and nothing happens. But there was one event where he and a couple of the other students were training, and an explosion of fire, of lime green fire, almost killed a young boy. The elders, not knowing what to do, knowing this boy is special, but still not knowing the true capability of his power, chose to wipe Jonathan's memory. But something went wrong. The only way to describe it is something tried to counterspell this memory wipe, but that effect laid an odd sense of amnesia set upon the boy, and as he laid within the hospital for months, scorched from his own lime green fire, the boy he injured took a sense of pity or sympathy on him and began to visit him, and that became his best friend as they began to grow a relationship and to bond with each other. They became so close, and seemingly to beyond to the elders' knowledge, the memory wipe spell worked. And years went on, he continued his training, and when he was 15 or 16, another outburst happened. The elders, more and more concerned, they tried to wipe his memory again, and something stopped it. Then came the final battle of the Kyotian Darian conflict, where at the climax of this, Mount Anghor, the seemingly dormant volcano, exploded, decimating the eastern half of the continent. As the walls, as the tide of lava rolled in over this druidic village, all the druids trying to hold it back, doing their best to counteract this catastrophic event. Jonathan trying his best, feeling the heat build up in his chest as he looks around and sees as his druidic magic, as he's casting create water, it begins to grow into green fire as it wraps, and it begins to grow into this lava as you see parts of the lava become green and growing and even hotter than the rest of the lava. Jonathan looks in fear, locks eyes with his best friend. His best friend looks back, and Jonathan runs. He runs deep within the forest, tripping over roots, outrunning flames and streams of lava. As behind him, his best friend. What's his name? I apologize.
RCL.
Arciel, as behind, as feet, even 10 feet behind him, as Jonathan runs, Arciel chases him, screaming, pleading with him. Jonathan screams out, "Leave me alone!" Arciel screams back, "Help us, please, or take me with you." Jonathan, hesitating for a moment, looks towards Arciel, but can't lock eyes with him, and looks back towards the ground and screams, "Leave me alone!" as lime green fire erupts. It decimating the area around him. Jonathan, too scared to look back, too scared to see the damage that he caused, runs towards the shores, dives within the ocean, and begins to swim. He swims until his body collapses, and then he's drifting down into the audioless, soundless ocean as his body sways. As you, still watching from bird's eye view, you see a form shift beneath Jonathan's body. A long, slender, gray golden scales pick Jonathan's lifeless body up as they sail. And from there, it begins to get weird as time passes. Jonathan, barely on the cusp of his life. As time passes, you can't tell how much time passes, but time passes as Jonathan finds himself waking on the beach of New Anghor, of the island of New Anghor, coughing, spitting seawater out of his lungs. His brain foggy from the multiple failed, struck with an odd amnesia. He set forth into this odd land. As everything seems to fall into place, as you fill in the rest of the gaps, as you found your way to a ferry and you paid a fisherman to boat you across to Blackwater, where you found your life begging, and from there you joined a guild that hunted exotic creatures, and that one mission where that green fire returned and you ended up slaughtering the rest of your poachers and saving a young griffin. As the vision passes and as this passes through all of your mind, Yggdrasil, smiling with that still childlike smile, says, Jonathan, we are known as the nature sages, but to others, we are known by a different name. We are known as the Angels of Autumn. And we were long ago gifts after the Dragonic Civil War during the First Convergence. They were gifts from the god Pelor to Varus as a thank you for his service. Varus and Pelor created us. We are here for a reason. To help harvest and blossom this world and to continue the beautiful nature. And that is who you are, Jonathan. You were never a half-elf like they told you. You are a fallen star, a lost leafling. You are an angel of autumn.
Whoa. That's. I.
This calls for a drink.
Yeah, I would say so.
I found him. He was
An angel of autumn. Oh my god.
I guess just have I heard of this? I don't know, like if it would be in any of the Arcana books I've read.
This
Or
is
just...
in nothing that you would recognize. I would get Beckett and Knees to roll me a history check.
I was just asking because those books I got on the history of Arcana, I wasn't sure if that was.
No, that's a good point. Nothing that you would have read, but I would get Beckett and Knees to roll me a
Right.
history check.
21.
Say again.
21.
Okay. Beckett. Beckett's dead. So just based off of the 21, you've heard of them very loosely. Within your studies of the pantheon of the gods, you've heard during your studies of uh, the Dragonic War during the first convergence before the creation of the Boundless Shores. These were gifts from the god Pelor to the dragon Varus. As Varus, the dragon, the master of nature, he was master of all nature, but he looked upon the sky and he found it beautiful. He found the stars so amazing and so like just immense in energy and in beauty. As after the Dragonic Civil Wars passed, Pelor gifted him stars as he turned those stars into the nature sages / the angels of autumn.
So you are.
But
So
from there, your research kind of blurs in what they've done or where they went from there, but you've just heard of them.
I always thought you were just stories. Tales passed down.
Liam, can you give me 5 minutes? All right, and we have returned. As Yonatan got this massive lore drop. How do we proceed? I kind of forgot where we left it off.
I would just did a history check and said that I thought they were only just stories passed down.
Oh, yes. Okay. There are always truth in legend, my friend.
Can't disagree there.
I'm so glad you found me when you did. But you cannot stay long. Yonatan, I have a lot to teach you in a little time. Are you
oh
prepared?
well, I can't say I'm fully prepared, but there's no time like the present, am I right?
Of course.
Can't
Now,
waste any more time.
all of you are tired. We shall prepare a meal or sleep. In the morning, I shall begin Yonatan's training. And hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, you shall move on to bigger and better things. There's not a lot of time that I have with you, for the scrolls dictate. So, eat, sleep, and I will see you all in the morning.
Don't have to tell me twice. So this is Tobin's gonna get up like very achy to like get on our way to like wherever we're eating.
Let's say we get you patched up, Peter, eh?
Remember, the word for it is agu.
I get up and just start exploring around, looking at any of the architecture, culture around here.
Yeah. And with that, as you all begin to find your way to the mess hall and to find your way to bed, we're going to call the episode there.
That's a horrible name.
All right.
I know, it's terrible. And yeah, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude, that story was cool. I had fucking goosebumps, dude.
Amazing.
Huge lore drop.
Loved it.
And so from this episode going forward, I believe we're going to be taking 1 to 2 weeks off. I am hoping we're going to get a one shot or two in there within this gap, just to give a couple of our players a little bit of a break if they need it. From there, the Boundless Shores will continue as we delve deeper and deeper and darker into the convergence of the realms, where we're gonna do inspiration points. We're gonna start off with James.
No, I specifically said you're not allowed to start with me. We've been over this.
I know, that's why I specifically start on you sometimes, just because I like being a dickhead.
If I had to pick, I guess I'd have to give it to, I don't know how long he's gonna be here, but the number one salesman in fucking, where are we? Marswell. Give that man an inspiration point. I love his fucking the way he plays on his what's it called? Sales pitches, and then whenever something's brought up, he's just like, oh, I have a pitch for that. Like fitting it into like
Yes,
any
sir.
conversation.
All right, Chris. Inspiration points. You can give it to anybody else except for yourself, and it would be cool if you had a reason why. But if you don't, you just give the inspiration point out.
Why don't we pass one over to V to try to keep everyone alive?
Hell yeah.
Gotta
The only
respect
goal I
that.
have.
I love it.
Love your
All
cleric.
right, V, you're up
guys.
next.
Respect them.
I'm gonna give it back to Chris just because, or Alistair, just because A, new character, love it, and B, I cannot stop laughing every time he does something because he's
No,
doing such
honestly.
a good job at it, and I love it.
I love it. Nate, what about you?
I'm gonna give this inspiration point to Alistair. He really saved our butts this combat. Killed a few creatures directly or indirectly with his neat inventions. Really good combat, really good role play all around. Provided some pretty good, pretty comedic moments there. The 2 episodes he's been here, and yeah, he gets the inspiration point this week.
Fuck yeah. What about you, Owen?
It's unanimous. It's going to Chris or Alistair.
Going to Chris. What about you, Liam?
Mine was going to go to Alistair as well. As much as Knees hates the inventions, they helped.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
sir. No, inspiration point goes to Chris this session, man. Thank you for being here. This has been super awesome. And I'm
It's been
excited
a
for your
treat.
future at the table, brother.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for everyone who stuck by to the end of the episode. We have been drunk and we've been dumb. Thank you very much for watching and shit. Goodbye.
Peace.
Bye, have a great time.
Peace.